Hello, this is our sixth lecture on Indian economy, concepts in Indian economy. Now, in this sixth lecture, I am going to explain you about gross national product. In the previous lectures, we studied in detail about GDP, then NDP. Okay, now in this concept, we are going to study what is meant by GNP and how we can calculate. Let's see what is meant by GNP. GNP is gross national product. Now, how we can calculate GNP? It is the total value of goods and services produced by a country citizen or company in 1 year, irrespective of their geographical location. Now, here it is a mathematical term, a simple equation. How we can calculate GNP? GNP we can calculate GNP is equal to GDP plus income from abroad. Now, very important point is GNP. In GNP, we can calculate it by summation of GDP and income from abroad. Now let us see the GDP. About the GDP, we have seen in detail in earlier lectures. Now we'll focus on income from abroad. Now, income from abroad means the country receives following different kinds of income from foreign country. Now, it can classify that income from abroad can classify into three different categories or three different headings. The very first is private remittances. Now, we say we are going to discuss in detail about all those three in next coming lectures. Okay, here I am explaining about how it is. Okay, private remittances. Then second is interest on external loans, and third important source of income from abroad is external grants. Now we'll see what is meant by private remittances. See, private remittances means those Indian peoples, maybe working in Indian peoples working in foreign country in different companies, in different government or semi-government establishment, or even students who pursue the higher studies in foreign university. They earn some money over there and they consume some money over there. They earn some money, they consume some money, and they send back some money to their parents to India. So it is called as private remittances. Suppose again we can take another example. Suppose a person who is working in Gulf country, example UAE, United Arab Emirates. Now there he has a salary of 2 lakh rupees per month in Indian value. So he has salary of rupees 2 lakh. He utilized rupees 50,000 as his monthly expenditure over there, and he saves rupees 1.5 thousand. That is, we can say 1.5 lakh rupees he saved. Out of 1.5 lakh, he sent back rupees 1 lakh to his parents who are currently living in India. So 1 lakh rupees he is sending back to India or to his parents is called as private remittances. Now, the second important is interest on external loans. Interest on external loans. Say this is specifically with the government domain. Now, government of India provide different kind of loans to different developing and least developed countries like many African countries. Even government of India provide loans to the Bhutan, Mauritius, then Nepal, Bangladesh. Then we can say government of India again provide some loans to the Sri Lanka. And whatever the loans provided by government of India, out of that loan, government receive some interest per annum. So that interest on external loans, we consider it as income from abroad. Now, external grants. That is, external grants means, say, many organizations or many international financial institutions like IMF, World Bank, Asian Development Bank provide some concessional loan to India. We can take the example of Japan. Japan has provided a very concessional rate of interest of external loan to the government of India for metro, or we can say bullet train. Okay, so all these points come under external grants. We are going to do detailed discussion about it in the next coming slide. Okay, now we will see in detail the current scenario of private remittances. As I told you previously that private remittances means the Indian peoples who reside in foreign country, they work over there, they earn money, and out of their earning they send some money back to the country, not directly to the country but to their parent. So we call it as a private remittances. Now, according to, we will see the current scenario about the private remittances of India. According to World Bank's report of 2019, last year's one report published by World Bank, India is the world's top recipient, or we can say India becomes the first country in the world for highest remittances this year. Okay, so last year India received 80 billion US dollar. India received 80 billion US dollar from remittances, and so India became the first country, or India, the rank of India stood at first. Okay, so last year India received 80 billion dollar as a private remittances from abroad. Now, after India, the second number goes to the China. Last year, China received 67 billion US dollar as private remittances. Then China, the third number is equally shared. Third number is equally shared by Mexico and Philippines. Both countries received 34 billion US dollar each. Okay, and the next number goes to the Egypt, which received 26 billion US dollar. Okay, now since when we consider the private remittances, since then the private remittances are always favorable to Indian economy. Means we say private remittances are increasing year by year. Private remittances are increasing year by year because many Indian peoples are migrating to different foreign countries for pursuing their higher education, for their employment. Okay, so the number of people, Indian peoples, going abroad are increased in recent years. So the private remittances also continuously increasing. So we say the private remittances are favorable to Indian economy. Now the second point I'm talking, this is latest condition, interest on external loans. Now here, for different development activities, like we need to implement different social schemes like midday meal scheme, or we can say that is due to COVID coronavirus, the government has implemented so many social schemes. So for the so many social schemes, government require some financial funding. So somewhere it is not possible to generate the revenue. So government purchase or government raise a loan from different foreign institutions like International Monetary Fund, or we can say World Bank, or we can say Asian Development Bank. So these are the interest on external loans. Then the second activity we consider for that we raise a loan is infrastructure development. Means suppose we need to construct a dam, or we need to construct a road. For that purpose, we require some financial provisions, and it can be catered by, or it can be provided by, different international financial institutions. In Jammu Kashmir, in Uttarakhand, and in northeastern states, many infrastructure projects like construction of different dams, check dams, were funded by World Bank, either Asian Development Bank, or sometimes International Monetary Fund. Mostly that World Bank and Asian Development Bank provided a soft loan to the India. Now, again we can take the famous example for the development of bullet train in India. The government of Japan also provided us a soft loan. Okay. Now, say, so for this purpose, government of India raised external loans. Now, here we can take one point into notice. So, to raise external loans, or if any government want to receive any external loans, then it is the only central government who has the authority to receive the external loan. Okay. No state government cannot, means we can say no state government can receive any kind of external loans without permission of central government. In short, if any state government want external loan from any external institution like International Monetary Fund, World Bank, or Asian Development Bank, then the state government need a prior permission of central government for that kind of loan. Okay. Now, the government of India raises different loan from different countries, different international financial institutions. Okay. Now, so the government of India need to pay, as we know that when we receive external loans, we need to pay interest on it. So, interest on external loans are not favorable to Indian economy. Here I have mentioned interest on external loans are always favorable to Indian economy. Okay, so sorry for it. Interest on external loans are always favorable to Indian economy. Okay, now here we will see some of the current situations on interest on external loans. So, according to one report released by RBI at the end December 2019, India's external debt was placed at $563.9 billion. Means India has received $563.9 billion as a loan from different countries, different financial institutions by the end of 2019. Means by the end of 2019, Government of India received $563.9 billion US dollar loan. Okay. Now, when we compare this loan with the GDP, so here we say external debt to GDP ratio, so it is 19.7%, or we can say the percentage of external loan with our economy is near about 20%. Means the 20% of our economy is the particular loan burden of the external loan is on the economy. Say, have understood? So it is 19.7%. And similarly, at the end of March 2019, India's external debt was placed at $543.0 billion. It means that when we compare March 2019 with March 2018, then so in March 2019, whatever the loan we have received, it is more than $13.7 billion than March 2018. Means whatever the amount, say you can deduct it, that is 543 minus 13 means near about 530 billion dollar was a loan in March 2018. It increased to 543 in March 19, and again it increased to 563. Means here 13.7 billion increase in 1 year, then in say few 6 to 7 months it increased near about 20 uh, billion dollars. Okay, now as I told you that external debt to GDP ratio stood at 19.7%, or we can say one fifth of our GDP. The load of the particular external load is one fifth of our GDP. Okay, now when we compare the 2019 GDP to debt ratio with the March 2018, then we notice that in 2019 it was 19.7 and in 2018 it was 20.1, means there is considerably decrease in debt to GDP ratio. Listen, so debt to GDP ratio reduced from March 2018 to March 2019, but from March 2018 to March 2019, the total amount of debt is increased, but total percentage of debt to GDP ratio decrease. Okay, so this point we need to understand clearly. Now we'll see why this external debt increasing continuously. Following are some of the reasons I have mentioned. The increase in external debt was partially offset by valuation gaining resulting from appreciation of US dollar against Indian rupee and major currencies. Now look, I am explaining why the interest on external loans increases, because due to appreciation of US dollar. Appreciation means increase in value of US dollar with respect to Indian rupees. See, in 2018 the value of dollar was rupee $1, we received at 75 rupees, and in 2018 the value of dollar is 76 rupees, means if we need to purchase $1, then in 2018 we need to pay 75 rupees, and again in 2019 we need to pay 1 plus 1, that is 76 rupees. So there is a increase in value of US dollar, and here the value of Indian rupee reduces. So due to this, either we can say devaluation of Indian rupee or depreciation of Indian rupee, or we can say appreciation of US dollar. So because of this appreciation, so what happened? It offset the valuation. Offset means that amount goes out, that Indian rupees goes out. So that is called as offset. And similarly, the appreciation of major currencies like US dollar, then British pound, then euro, then Australian dollar, then Singapore dollar, then yen. Okay, so these are the major currencies, and if their positive side or increase in their currency, so it result into increase in external debt. Okay, now here the third point I am going to cover here, that is external grants. This is third point I am going to cover is external grants.